Hello, my name is Rebecca Wood. I'm a student at Middle Georgia State University taking a Perspectives on Film class, Humanities 1002. Today I'm doing an oral presentation over the film The Hurricane. This movie came out in 1999 and was directed by Norman Jewison. This film features Denzel Washington playing the lead role as Reuben the Hurricane Carter. This film depicts Reuben Carter training to become the next boxing champion of the world, although his time was cut short when he was misidentified as someone who committed a murder a few hours earlier. He then goes on to spend 20 years of his life in jail as an innocent man. While in jail, he writes an autobiography stating his innocence, hoping that it will free him from prison. Unfortunately, his novel didn't get as much interest as he would hoped. However, in the film, there's this young boy named Ezra who picks up his book from a thrift bookstore and is inspired so much so that he reaches out to Mr. Carter and they become pen pals. After the pair exchanges a few letters, Ezra is inspired to look for ways to help Mr. Carter be released from prison. The social issue that I will be talking about today and is also depicted in this film demonstrates the injustice towards an African American man for his crime that he clearly did not commit. I will be showing one clip from the beginning of the movie and another clip towards the end of the movie.
It's clear. Air passage. Keep the chin up. Keep the passage open.
Can he talk, Doc?
Just for a moment.
Would you raise his head? Can you make out these two men? Are these the two men who shot you? Look carefully, sir. Are these the two men who did it?
He said no.
Move closer.
He said no.
Move closer.
Take another look, sir. Son of a bitch. Sir, look closer. You sure these aren't the men? Dirty son of a bitch. Watch your mouth. Same old shit on Delapesca. Shut up. Ask him again. You've been after me my whole life, Delapesca. Now you're trying to pin a murder jacket on me, huh? But I got news for you. It don't fit. I'm gonna take your black ass down. Mr. fucking champion of the world. I got your black fucking champion right between my legs, you short bump bitch. You try me. That's just what I'm going.
As you just saw in that first clip, it presented Mr. Carter and his acquaintance being brought in to be identified by one of the victims who is still currently alive. When they questioned the victim, "Can you make out these two men? Are these the men who shot you?" The victim opens his eyes and shakes his head no. A little bit later in the scene, an old detective from Mr. Carter's past walks in and says that he is going to take him down for this. This demonstrates the lack of evidence and proof that the law had against Mr. Carter. However, this does not stop them from arresting him and charging him for murder. In the second clip, this is a part of the movie where Mr. Carter's case is being brought to a federal level. The issue with bringing it to a federal level with new evidence is that it could be thrown out based on the fact that the state had never reviewed this previous new evidence. Mr. Carter's team was taking a huge gamble, hoping that the judge would be open to hearing this new evidence. When the judge says that he's open to hearing the new evidence, the state team is shocked and states that they are not prepared. The reason the state team was so surprised was because they expected that the law and their power would be more trusted than Mr. Carter. This again demonstrates the control that the state has had over Mr. Carter over the past 20 years.
Your Honor, my client wishes to continue with this proceeding.
Do you do so formally? And are you aware of the significance of such an action?
We do so formally.
Proceed.
But, Your Honor,
Yes?
the state is not prepared to proceed to argue the merits of this case.
Why not?
Well, we assumed that the court would not hear this petition based on new evidence.
You assumed wrong. Proceed. So, Your Honor, this case was poisoned from the start. No evidence, no witnesses, except admitted liars. Only a racially charged atmosphere, which was fanned by the police and the prosecutors, who knew the truth and distorted it and subverted it and destroyed it to convict an innocent man.
What more can the state of New Jersey do, Your Honor, than give a man not one, but 2 jury trials? And nothing has changed since then. Mr. Carter is, and always has been, a menace to society. He's been in and out of jail his whole life. A criminal. He's a violent man. His whole life has been violence. And it is our duty, Your Honor, to continue to protect the general public from such a man. Thank you.
I've heard your statements. I'll take them under consideration.
The state legal team was not expecting Mr. Carter's sentence to be released. However, in the end of the film, there was justice and the Hurricane was released from prison, as well as having murder charges expunged from his record.